It's Willow. It's Willow. And there's another one here as well. I'm Tortor. I'm a stop motion animator and filmmaker. And today I have two dogs with me. Pumpy, come here. Pumpy, Pumpy, Pumpy. Come here. Pumpy. No? Go and get it. Bring it back. Bring it here. Good girl. Bring it here. Here. Oh, she's not going to come up. I've got two. They look very similar. Going to come up here. Pumpkin, look. This is Pumpkin. So she looks quite like Willow. And good girl. Pumpy, here. Pumpy. Hey, Pumpy. Pumpy, here. Come here. Get in. Good girl. So 2 out of the 3 Jack Russells here. Pumpy, up here. Pumpy, here. Yeah, they look a bit similar, these two. They're almost like twins, but they are very different in personality and have different characters and everything. So Willow is my dog and Pumpkin is my sister's dog. They both got squeaky balls, so that's probably going to be incredibly annoying. And then in one of my streams coming up, I will make sure to get the third dog in the stream as well, which is Pickle, and she's a little ginger and white one, so she looks a bit different, but they're all sisters. They're all the same age and everything. Pumpkin, bring it here. Good girl. Pumpkin. Oh, Pumpkin, come on. Come on, here. You're only going to get little glimpses of her. Come on, here. Good girl, here. Come on. Yeah, stay up here. She's not going to stay. Pumpkin, Pumpkin, here. She's a bouncy one. Yeah, so if anybody here has got anything they want to talk about, any stop motion questions, let me know. Excuse me. I'm live a little bit later today because it's been a bit of a busy one and I've been a bit tired as well. But I'm not going to break the streak and I'm determined to see this challenge through. So yeah, here I am. And for anybody that wants to chat, the feedback I've been getting is that most people just enjoy the chatty live streams rather than me having a topic and talking about something specific. So I think it's probably good if you guys just lead the chat and you tell me what you want me to talk about and what you want to know. Or if you want to just see the dogs. Come here, Pumpkin. Hey. Here, Pumpkin. Yeah. Here, Pumpkin. Good girl. Well done. Yeah, so it's all fun times with the dogs. Lead up to Christmas, everything's getting quite busy. And I still haven't checked all the terms and conditions regarding Hot Mess and putting it online, but I will make that a priority tonight. I've got quite a few things I need to do, very long to-do list. Wasn't in the house all of today, so haven't been able to catch up as much as I'd like, but I've got quite a lot of admin that I want to get out of the way before Christmas. Yeah, and I want to start planning the new year and try and make a kind of structured timetable so that every week I have the time to animate something fun just for myself and for this channel and for the community on school. If anybody wants to join, the link is in the description today. And yeah, that's sort of my plan at the moment, is just trying to figure out how to make next year the most productive year I can. Pumpkin, bring it here. It's very annoying. Pumpkin, here. Pumpkin. She's not going to bring it here. I did tell you, Pumpkin is a squeaker. She just gets a ball and it's like a dummy. She loves it. But yeah, it's hard to get it off her once she's got it. Pumpkin, you're going to come here. Oh, Pumpy, Pumpy, Pumpy. Come on then. Pumpy. There you go. Here, Pump. Good girl. Here, Pumpy. See, she oh, there's no one here. But she looks like Willow, don't you? Here, Willow. Here, Willow. Up, Pumpy. There we go. We got 2 dogs. 2 dogs that win in one shot. Go, Pumpkin. Yeah, so Willow's bringing me a sock and Pumpy's bringing me a ball. So yeah, that is the difference in these 2 dogs. One of them is more like a dog and the other one, my one, is a little bit strange. But yeah, everybody wants to see the dogs. Everybody keeps saying more Willow, more Willow. So Pumpkin, can you go and get it? Here, good Pumpkin. Pumpkin, here. Yeah. Willow, Pumpkin. Oh, 2 dogs at once. Yeah, so I thought bring the dogs on, have a bit of chaos. It's very hard for me to concentrate when they're all playing like this. But it might be fun for you to see the chaos and to get to meet them properly as well. So, Pumpy, here. Here, Pumpy. Here, Pumpy. Right, up here. Good girl, Pumpy. Up here. Woo. Good girl. Yeah. So, there's no one here. Okay, I'm trying going live at different times just to try and catch different people. I know I haven't been putting these out ahead of time, which is what I had planned to do so people could plan and prepare. I'm really sorry about that. It's just because my energy at the moment, I think I've got a bit of a bug in my system as well. And my energy isn't very predictable. So if I schedule something ahead of time, by the time we get there, I might just not feel like I've got the energy to do it. And I don't want to let people down. So I thought, you know, if I just go live when I have got the energy, that's probably a better idea. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. But I am going to schedule the Hot Mess live stream and everything on Christmas Day ahead of time. And I will also schedule one where all of the dogs will be on the stream so that you know when that's coming up. And that should be fun. I mean, it's absolute chaos with 2, so imagine having 3. But yeah, Willow has almost shredded that sock already, so that is quite impressive. It's only taken about 7 minutes, and Pumpkin has currently disappeared somewhere with that ball, so who knows, but at least it's a little bit more quiet now. Oh, I think she's out in the hallway, Pumpkin. If I summon her, she might come. Pumpy! Pumpy, Pumpy, Pumpy! You gonna come here? Pumpkin! Come on then, here! Pumpkin, here! What's this? Here! Good girl! Pumpkin, here! Willow up here! Willow here! Pumpkin here! Hey! Yeah, so you can see that they look very similar, these 2. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, this pillow's annoying. Yeah, so, oh, fun times. Goodness me. Yeah, chaos, like I said. But anyway, at least for people that wanted to see the dogs and that love the dogs more than me, here's 2 of the dogs, 2 of the sisters, Pumpkin and Willow, and they're both Jack Russells and they're both 3 years old. And yeah, you'll be greeted with Pickle on another day. I'm going to try and do all 3 at once. I might have to have someone else here with me to try and wrangle them, because that will be probably quite a chaotic idea, but it could be fun. They've both left the room, so we have a bit of peace, which is quite nice. Oh, they're back again. Thank you, Willow. Bring it here then. Thank you. Pumpkin, here. Yeah, good girl. Pumpy, here. Thank you. Come on, let go. Okay, good girl. Sorry, it's very hard to concentrate on you when I'm trying to manage them. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions about stop motion, anything you want to ask, talk to me about, feel free. Like, what I've gathered is that people just like these kind of chatty live streams rather than me talking on a topic. I am going to edit down some of the ones that I've already recorded and put the video out as little kind of packages of content that are a bit more bite-sized. So for people that are actually interested in what I spoke about and don't want to have to watch the whole live stream, you will be able to digest it as shorts or smaller chunks. So we'll do that. But yeah, I'm here to talk about whatever you want. And I can't remember how many days. I think I'm maybe 12 days into this putting out a video a day thing. Most of them have been live streams. I think 3 of them were, maybe 2 or 3 were pre-recorded videos that I edited. Yeah, but I hope everybody's doing well and getting everything ready ahead of Christmas and the holidays. I've still got a few bits to do. Oh, how do I say that? Step on me. Is that how you say it? Step on me. Hey fam, hello. Willow and Pumpkin both say hello to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. If you've got any questions, oh, awesome. Yeah, if you've got any questions at all, let me know. It's going to be a bit chaotic and a bit squeaky because Pumpkin has got her ball and she loves to just squeak. Don't you, Pumpkin? Pumpkin! Pumpy, here! She's just focused on her ball. And you're focused on your sock, aren't you? Hey, what's this? What's this? They can just see a very small bit of your head, Willow. Whoop, whoop. Fun. Come on, let go. Yeah. Pickle is the quietest of the 3 dogs, so she's sort of the one that will just sit on my lap. If I was just doing the live stream with her, she probably wouldn't even be bothered at all. The other 2, the black and white ones, they have got a lot more energy and a lot more chaos. Not sure why that is. They're all a little bit different. They all hold their ears in different ways. Willow tends to have her ears up. Pickle has them like out, and Pumpkin, they're like sort of half like that. So that's quite interesting considering they all came from the same litter. But yeah, it's fun. And we have a bit of quiet. It's nice. A bit of quiet. Yeah, I hope you enjoy seeing them. I was a little bit nervous about going live with more than one because it's bad enough with Willow sometimes, but yeah, they're being fairly good. They're both occupying themselves at the moment. I've been playing with them a lot all day, and so has my sister, so they should be fairly tired. They're a bit like toddlers, I guess. So a bit like puppies. They still have these bursts of energy and then don't realize quite how tired they are and then sort of conk out and sleep, and then suddenly they just find their energy again. So it's a little bit crazy and unpredictable, and I think that's probably a Jack Russell thing because other breeds of dog are much more sort of chill. Step on me says, what breed are your kids? I have a beagle and he's not as energetic. These 3 are all Jack Russells, but they're not pure Jack Russells. They're sort of a cross of all sorts of things. So a mixture, but like mainly Jack Russell. Pumpkin has got like a bit of border collie in her, we think, and she's a bit like a sheepdog, and she likes her balls, which is quite fun. So she's always she's very good at catching and playing fetch and everything. I don't know what's in you, Willow. I can't remember, but Willow is the biggest of the 3, and she loves going on walks. I think she's probably the most enthusiastic for walks. And then Pickle is a little bit chihuahua-y. She's much smaller than the other 2, and she is, like I say, she's much more chill. But yeah, they're a right mixed bag, and we've had them since puppies, and when we got them they were very, very small. I said I was going to find a link because I did make a channel where I was posting shorts of them when they were tiny, so I will try and remember, and I'll post a link to that in the community tab so you can see tiny baby dogs because I had some quite cute videos. I did some like funny voiceover on some, and then others it was just kind of to music or like a sort of montage and showing like then and now, because I tried to recreate some of the videos when they'd got bigger and then showed a comparison of the size and everything, which was quite fun. Yeah, but they're in the hallway barking. So hopefully Pumpkin doesn't need the toilet. I did put them in the garden before I went live. Pumpkin! Goodness knows. You can come up here, Willow. No? I think they're overtired, to be honest. Oh, hello. Willow has a habit of wanting to go to bed at about 8 p.m. and we're here in the UK and it's just turned 8 p.m. So she'll probably start asking me to go to bed. I don't go to sleep at 8, but I like often take my laptop and I just continue working upstairs. And she'll just, I make a hot water bottle because it's quite cold now, and she just lies on top of the hot water bottle and falls asleep. She just goes out like a light. So yeah, they're either full of energy or absolutely dead tired, these lot, which is quite fun. And you have to just take advantage of when they're asleep and they're chill, because when they're awake with all of the energy, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm not sure where Pumpkin's gone. Oh, I can hear her. She went upstairs. Pumpkin. She's got a different ball. Got a Christmas ball now. Yeah. So anybody else got any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, you're just gonna watch me trying to wrangle the dogs and contain the chaos. I appear to have lost both of them now, so it's just me. But yeah. Hopefully this was fun. If you weren't here from the beginning, go back and watch the start, because the dogs were both here on and off and just jumping behind me and being crazy. So yeah, it's probably quite entertaining viewing. You're going to bring me that here? Here. This is what Willow keeps bringing me. It's a lovely, completely ruined sock now, which she's ripped apart. They were very cheap ones, so yeah. Oh, excuse you. Nick Faulkner 123 says, what stop motion are you working on now? So thank you very much for the question. I have just recently finished a new film which was called Stumbling Blocks, which I'm putting off into festivals, and now I am developing a new short film. I've got lots of ideas, and it's trying to figure out which one's the best one, but I think I know the one that I want to go with. So I'm developing that and coming up with the story and making sure that's solid. And then in terms of stop motion, I've been building this school, and there's a link in the description if you're curious. And I animate little sort of challenges where I teach different skills. And so that's the only animation I'm sort of doing at the moment. And then next year, I'm hoping to do more kind of little short animations for this channel. And I'd like to try and create a kind of series where I have a character that kind of, you know, I do different things with. So that's something that's in the background as well that I'm thinking about. But yeah, I'm not really animating a huge amount right now. I'm trying to wind down a bit for Christmas and just have a little bit of a break, and then hopefully launch back into things next year. Seba Tujar 878 says, how to make a puppet hold a heavy object, make animation separately on a green background, or is there any other way? Yeah, so you could animate the object separately and composite it together. What another thing you could do is, if you have any rigs, especially if it's a heavy duty rig with like ball and socket joints and steel arms, is rig the thing that's being held. So rig the prop. You'd have to paint that out afterwards, but essentially it would then be held. So your character wouldn't be holding the weight. It would be held separately, and you could put the hands of the character around it to make it look like it was being held. And then you can animate it on the rig and then paint the rig out. That would be one way. That probably would give you the most control. Sometimes when you composite things in and you do it on green screen, it can have a little bit of a fakeness in the look, and it can be difficult to get things to look like they were done together, because you've got to kind of match the lighting and all of that. So yeah, I suggest rigging whatever it is they're holding, and then have a clean plate and then paint it out every frame. If you've done that before, rig removal. You can also mask it in something like Premiere or After Effects and get rid of it that way. But yeah, that's how I would approach it. And then Nick Faulkner 123, coolio, can't wait to see it. Do you use a Canon with Dragon Frame? I use Sony, but the live view still isn't great. Yeah, I have not used Sony with Dragon Frame. I do use Canon. That has been just what I used from the start, and I've just stuck with it because I like it and it works for me. And yeah, I haven't had any problems at all. And yeah, I would advise, if you're wanting to switch to go to Canon. There are people as well that say you shouldn't use like native lenses with the camera. So with stop motion, you don't want there to be anything automatic happening with your camera. And even though you have everything set to manual, your camera can still chatter to the lens a little bit. So if you're using a Canon body with a Canon lens, they can still talk to each other. And sometimes that can cause little flickers in your animation from frame to frame. So some people recommend having a Canon body and then using an adapter ring and using, say, a Nikon lens or Sony lens. So if you're having problems, I mean, I don't know if that would solve the live view issue, but you can always try like a Canon body and then maybe an adapter ring and using your Sony lenses if that's a cheaper fix for trying something different. But yeah, I haven't been able to afford any more lenses at the moment, so I do use a Canon body with Canon lenses, and it hasn't really caused me any problems. But yeah, if you're in the industry working at like feature or commercial level, they will tend to use a different brand of lens to the body because of that reason. But yeah, I love Dragon Frame. There's so much in it that it can do that I still haven't used, but I've been using it for motion control, and there will be some content coming out on how I did that soon. By soon, I probably mean February next year, because I've got so much that I'm trying to catch up on. But you can also like control all your lights, and yeah, it's pretty incredible the stuff that you can do with that and the way that it can improve and help you with your stop motion. So yeah, I want to talk about that more because there's not a huge amount out there to help people understand and learn, and it can be quite complicated. With my motion control, like you have to sort of program grafts for all of the different axes of movement, and it can be a little bit overwhelming to begin with, but it's not actually that difficult. So hopefully I can break that down in a simple way. Step on Me says, any suggestion on rig building or substitutions? I've been trying to play around with different options since I'm trying fairly new to animating. So there's like wire can be your friend if you're only rigging light things. You can twist some wire together, use hot glue or sticky tack at the base, and then just kind of make some little prongs to stick into something and hold it up with wire. I still use wire quite a lot. If you've got anything heavy that you can stick something to, for example, this is like, it's a tool with a pokey bit. You could use something like this. You could cover this in tape so it's like all like masking tape or something, so it's kind of easier to edit out, and you can poke that into something and kind of like hold it out of shot sometimes. Trying to think cheap ways of doing stuff. Literally anything goes, whatever you've got lying about. Like sometimes I literally will hold a prop if I can out of shot, or like just attach it to something. And sometimes you can even use Lego for making rigs, which can be good. So sometimes the angle that you want a camera, for example, it might not be ideal to have it on a tripod, and you can sort of like build a base with Lego and then put bricks around it and plonk your camera in that, and then it just allows you to put your camera on the set, and it doesn't move around, and you can stick it down and stuff. Yeah, there's anything goes really. But yeah, I still use wire mainly for all my rigging solutions. Obviously, if you've got the money and you're going professional, then you can buy like the winders that you can turn a dial and they go up and down and across. I don't have any of those, but I'm looking to upgrade to get one soon. And the other main rig that I have is just a really heavy piece of metal that's got a little bit of armature on it. So it's got like the steel rod and then the ball and socket. Hopefully that's helpful. Nick Faulkner 123. I'd love to use motion control, but it seems confusing. Is this your full-time job now? Oh yeah. So motion control can be quite confusing. the one that I went with is called Noxon, and it's not as expensive as you might think, because I mean, motion control, it does so much. Like, you can animate a focus pull, so you can animate the focus changing frame by frame. You can do forwards and back, side to side, tilting, panning, all that sort of business. And I think it worked out about £2,000. I did a Kickstarter to raise some money on my last film, and I bought that, so I now own it, which means I can use it in future things. And when I was making Hot Mess, which I'm going to put live on this channel hopefully on Christmas Day, so you'll be able to see that. They had we had access to motion control at Aardman where I was making that, so I asked as many questions as I could and got to grips with how to do it there. And then, because I had that kind of foundational knowledge, it wasn't quite so intimidating. But yeah, to someone who's never used it before, it is a very confusing interface. There's a section in Dragon Frame at the top right for motion control, and when you connect it all up together, it suddenly loads with all these different axes. And the great thing about Noxon is it's designed to work with Dragon Frame, so you don't have to buy additional stuff. Dragon Frame just recognizes it, and it sort of does half the tech work for you, and then you can literally just then program in each axis. But yeah, I'm trying to make this my full-time thing. I've been making short films, mainly self-funded, but I have managed to get some funding as well. And then building this school where I'm helping other people to learn stop motion, and also just have this free community which you can join if you like stop motion, to help everybody kind of level up together. And sort of, if you've got a problem, hopefully someone in that group will know the answer. So that's something that I'm working on, and you can pay in that group to upgrade, and I teach the animation there as well. And then I'm also focusing heavily on this channel next year. I've managed to get on a course at National Film and Television School, which is all about YouTube, and so I'm hoping that will really help me level up on this channel. And then outside of all of that, so that ideally that's what I want to make my full-time income, which it doesn't at all at the moment. It literally makes me pocket money, but I just do other bits and pieces for people, bit of editing here, occasionally a bit of animation, but not so much recently. I used to pitch a lot more for work. There's a platform called Tongle where brands put out briefs for sometimes animation, stop motion, and I used to pitch a lot through there and get quite a lot of work, like with the Sci-Fi Channel and Disney and Warner Brothers and a few other places. So yeah, it's quite fun. Step on Me says, I've never tried Legos. I've been trying out soldering arms, lol, but I like to have options. Yeah, learning how to solder is like a really good skill. So well done on that. I don't know, do you do silver soldering or just regular soldering? Because yeah, it's sort of limitless when you've got those skills, because you can build any sort of custom rig, which is a really useful thing. Not everybody's able to do that, and it just opens up more possibilities. But another thing to say with rigging is, before you animate a shot, do think about the rigging and try and plan accordingly. Like, is there a way that you can hide your rig, or should you have a rig coming from above rather than it sitting on the floor in the set? Because you're trying to have as less of the rig as possible in your shot to paint out, to make it as easy as possible. And some people do a system called goalposts, where you have two uprights and then a bar across, and you can hang things down to rig them that way. And often, like at school when you do chemistry, you'd have like the apparatus, and they'd have these poles where you could clamp stuff to. They sometimes use those sort of poles and make a rig like that. And then Nick Faulkner 123 says, that's great to see you have a school. I used to use a stop motion website that was really helpful, but I think it's closed now. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, no, I think I might know the one that you're talking about, because I remember going on to that as well, kind of like a forum-based one. But yeah, there's a link in the description to my school. It's free to join, and there's only 10 of us in there at the moment, but we share everything stop motion related. Someone in there called Kanitra, she posted something the other day about this really cool video game that's being made completely out of stop motion. And there's this YouTube channel that they've got showing the behind the scenes stuff, which is really cool. So if you're wanting to find out things that are going on in stop motion, maybe come join. If you want accountability, you can say what you're working on, post stuff and get feedback from everybody in there, and we can all like help each other level up and hold each other accountable. And if you're looking to develop and grow your skills, sorry about that, that's Pumpkin. You can level up in there. It's like, I think it's $15 a month that I've made it, and I've put out 2 challenges so far. One was on lip sync, and the other one, it was like claymation, and I was sort of animating it to fill a logo design. And one of them, it was to look like fluid, another one, it was kind of like an explosion. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff over there. But yeah, it's all fun. And my main mission next year is to just kind of inspire and help other people level up, whilst I also like try and level myself up. I really want to focus on character animation because that's something that I still haven't really done enough of, and I want to get better at. So yeah, I'm just going to try and make a plan to be consistent, and then just go with whatever takes my interest and just keep creating stuff, and hopefully it'll be valuable. If anybody's got suggestions, I always do take them on board. I don't promise to make stuff anymore because I know what I'm like, and sometimes I either forget or I just in the moment think it's a good idea, and then I don't have the energy later on, and I don't feel like making it. But I do really want to help as many people as I can. So when I put out my film Hot Mess on Christmas Day, I said I was going to do this yesterday, but I still need to check some terms and conditions because that film is still in festivals. But as soon as I know it is okay for me to make it public, I'll be posting that Christmas Day, and then I'll do a live stream where you can ask questions, because there's a lot of stuff in that film, a lot of different techniques and things that you might be interested in how I did them, or like about my process of making it at Aardman and how I did that, and how I came up with the idea and how that developed. I want it to almost be like a film festival on my channel. So you come to the screening, you see the film, and then I'll be accessible afterwards for you to ask whatever you want to know. And then I can just answer all the questions live. So I'm probably going to do it about 3 p.m. GMT on Christmas Day. But I am just going to check. I'm going to write that down, actually. That's going to be a priority now. I'm going to check all the terms and conditions on the festivals, and then I will get that scheduled so that people can plan if they want to see it. Clay Stop Motion Studio says hi. Hello. Hope you're having I don't know what time it is where you are, but I hope you're having a great day. There are 2 dogs around me. For anybody that wants to go back to the beginning of the live stream, it was quite chaos. I've got Willow here, and then Pumpkin's down there. And amazingly, are you going to let go? Willow's actually brought me a little ball. So earlier she was bringing me a sock, a soggy sock, which she's completely ripped apart. Now I've got a ball. And Pumpkin's also got another ball. But yeah, thank you. This is the other ball. You want to go to bed yet? Willow normally asks to go to bed at about 8 p.m. and it's 20 past 8 now. But no, she seems to still have a bit of energy, which is good. Yeah, Clay Stop Motion Studio, if you've got any questions, drop them in the chat about anything. I'll be on for a few more minutes. So, how long have you been animating? It's an interesting question. So I first started animating about 19 years ago when I was 17. But I haven't solidly animated all that time. So I have dipped in and out and tried other jobs and done other things. So yeah, I've been animating a long time, but not constantly. I don't know how I'd work out exactly how many solid years I've been animating, but it's probably not actually that many because I have done a lot of other jobs. I spent a couple of years working in television, in TV development, and I also was like a camera operator and a video editor, and I've done all sorts of different things. But yeah, that's when I started. So I was like, if you're in the UK, I was at kind of A level, and I was doing maths, physics, art, biology, completely overwhelmed by everything, but loved art, and then found stop motion by accident. I'd always been intrigued by it and loved like stop motion films and watching like Pingu and like all those kind of classic stop motion things, and never understood that they were actually made by adults. And when I figured it out, I was like, wow, I like this, I want to try it. Gave it a go and then completely fell in love with it. So it was kind of a bit of a happy accident. And then I went and did an art foundation and I explored stop motion further there. And then after that I went and did a degree in animation. And then I was completely sick of animation at that point, so I went and I did loads of other things, but I always kept coming back to stop motion. And then a few years ago, I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with my work, and I was struggling to find work in stop motion. There's not a huge amount of work out there, and I almost gave up completely. Inside of me, I'd always had this passion for wanting to tell stories in short form, but I'd always found it difficult. And I figured out that I had ADHD, which explained a lot. And then just seemed to give me this power to understand myself better. And so this opportunity came up at Aardman last year, I think it was last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago now, to make a film there. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try again. And I became a student again, and I went to Bristol for 6 months and I made Hot Mess, which hopefully you'll see on Christmas Day. And it was just incredible. I made something, I finished it, and I was happy with it. And I've since made another film. So yeah, that's sort of my journey with stop motion. And I now just want to keep making more and more short films. And I was saying a bit earlier, I've probably got about 10 ideas. But yeah, I'm going to be developing one next year to make hopefully 2027, because I really want to get the story solid and spend my time this time, because both the recent films I've made were in about 6 or 7 months each, which is very, very fast. Clay Stop Motion Studio says, so cool, have you seen Coraline? I have seen Coraline. That is literally my favorite stop motion film ever. I absolutely love it. And in fact, if anybody ever asks me, I always say that that's my favorite. I think in recent years, Leica have it's become more sterile, the way that they control everything. I feel like it's too much and it's sort of lost that handmade quality. But I think that Coraline was just perfect, and it just had that balance where it still felt handmade, and I just love it. It's just, yeah, I could literally watch that film on repeat. Yeah, and second to that, I have a soft spot for Frankenweenie because I worked on that film, and so there are tiny little bits in that film that I actually made with my hands, but I didn't actually get a credit because I was an intern and they didn't give out credits. Nick Faulkner 123, I love Leica, but yeah, their stuff looks like CGI now. It's way too polished. I completely agree, and I feel like, what's the point of doing it in stop motion when it looks like it wasn't? The whole point of stop motion is that charm and that handmade quality and being able to see the fingerprints and just seeing that it was handmade. So I feel like they've gone down the wrong road with what they're doing now, and I don't know if they're going to pull it back or whether they're just going to keep going crazy. But like, they do it at 24 frames per second as well, I think, and that makes it like even more sleek. They literally have hundreds and hundreds of face parts and mouth shapes, and it's all pre-planned, and it's just literally swapping it out the whole time. Yeah, it's just too much. I don't like it at all. And also, interestingly, none of their more recent films have turned a profit. They've all made a loss. So yeah, the only reason they can keep going is because the guy who runs Leica, his dad is the CEO of Nike, so he's got a lot of money. But yeah, Step on Me says, I think the majority of us artists commonly share a version of ADHD. Haha, you're not alone. Yeah, no, I'm realizing that now, and I think a lot of people with ADHD and autism as well, and just neurodivergence in general, are really drawn towards stop motion because it's kind of like there's so many different elements that it makes our brains happy because we can bounce from thing to thing and also have that control of just creating our own world and making that magic. Clay's Stop Motion Studio, I like 12 frames per second. Yes, I agree. I think 12 frames per second is almost the perfect frame rate. Sometimes I work at 15 frames per second, which some people think is quite strange, but for some reason, sometimes I just think it just looks a bit better. But I mean, when you're animating anyway, the frame rate tends to change anyway, depending on what you're animating. So sometimes you will, if there's a fast movement, animate on ones and the rest of the time animate on twos. And obviously, if you're ever doing a camera move, whether it's with motion control or manually, that always has to be done at the frame rate of your film. So if you're working at 25 frames per second, it would be 25 movements per second, 24, and same if you were working at 30, because otherwise your camera move won't be smooth. It will be jarred like that. So if you're working on twos, which is essentially what 12 frames per second is, you would move the camera every single frame, but animate your action every other frame, which can be quite confusing. But yeah, if anybody didn't know that, that's a really good thing to remember. Yeah, I feel like everybody's agreeing on the Leica debate. Clay Stop Motion Studio said, I have ADHD too. What does that mean? What do you mean? I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, but anyway, it's good to try animating at a higher frame rate because it's a lot harder. You have to move things much smaller amounts, and it's a good thing to practice. And if you're looking to be a professional animator, oh, you meant ADHD. Cool. Yeah. I'm hopefully going to talk more about ADHD on this channel as well now. So anybody that does have that, which seems to be a lot of you, hopefully that will be helpful, because I get so frustrated with how difficult it can be sometimes to get stuff done as a creative when you have ADHD. I want to try and help people based on what I've learned about myself. So that will be coming. Yeah, what was I saying? Saying something about frame rates. I can't remember. What was I saying? I'm not sure, sorry. Seba 2jar 878. Recently, the studio Inspire Animation released Just Dance 2026 gameplay animation, Born to Be Alive stop motion. Oh, really? Oh, I've not seen that. I have to check that out. Thank you very much. I'll make a note of that. I'll do a screenshot and give that a look. That sounds really interesting. Yeah, there's lots of cool things happening in the stop motion world. On the independent side, I was saying earlier about there's this computer game that's being made that's all stop motion animation, and that looks incredible. I'll try and, well, if you're in my community on school, the links are being posted in there, so you'll be able to see them. I'll try and remember to post something on the community tab here for anybody that's not over there. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was saying about frame rates. No, it's completely gone. Never mind. Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? Because if not, I might end the stream soon, because we've been on for about 45 minutes. And I think the dogs are quietening down, so I might take advantage of that and put the dogs to bed. But yeah, I'll be live again most days. because I'm doing this for part of a challenge. So there's this entrepreneur called Simon Squibb, and he put out a challenge earlier this month, which was if you could put out content every day for 30 days, he's giving somebody that does that £10,000. And I thought, you know what, that could fund my next short film. So I'm giving it a go. And yeah, I'm going to be doing this probably until about the middle of January. I won't always be going live. I am going to be putting out some pre-recorded content as well. But there will be many more live streams for you to catch me. And I've been enjoying it. So even when that stops and I stop doing it every day, I'll make sure to still do it like maybe once a week or once every other week. So if you've got questions or you want to connect with me, then you can do that. I'll see if I can just show you something like this. It's Willow. Yeah, she was just asleep on the floor. It's quite cute. Step on Me says, no way, it's been an hour already. Yeah, it has. Yeah, I know, it goes really fast. It's quite crazy. Clay Stop Motion Studio says, what is your fave stop motion film? My fave stop motion film, feature film, is Coraline. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I also really enjoyed the latest Wallace and Gromit that came out, Vengeance Most Foul. I was very Pumpkin, shush. I was very privileged because I got to see the sets for that, and I also got to see Pumpkin. Come here, Willow. Willow, here. There you go. They fight over the ball. Yeah, I was really privileged. I got to see a test screening before it came out as well. So it was nice to be a part of that project. Clay Stop Motion Studio likes Guildies. Is that what you mean, Guildies? Yeah, I love Guildies as well. So talented, so amazing. Makes me want to improve my animation. So that's going to be one of my focuses for next year as well. I really want to up my game with claymation, and I'm one of those animators that can rush through things, which is probably my ADHD, and it makes me want to animate as fast as I can and to just get it done. And I always try and take a shortcut, and then I always regret it. But I want to try and slow myself down and spend a little bit more time. Pumpkin! No. Spend a little bit more time, finessing things and making what I'm animating more perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna be inspired by Goldie's and do some more impressive claymation hopefully next year. Because yeah, I do really admire his work. Step on Me says, oh my god, yes, agreement. Okay, I'm going to lean into that and do some really cool claymation. He does 18 frames per second. I'll do it at 18 frames per second. Watch this space. I think I said earlier, I really want to design my own character. It's very hard to find something that's unique and simple, but I want to do a series, a bit like Gildies has done with the boy character, BOI, and something that you can do something like over and over again with the same character. So that's something that I'm thinking about in the background as well, is what would my character be and how could I do my own thing like that doesn't look like I've copied and it's just like my thing. So yeah, I will try and get that going next year, figure out what my character is, and then really push myself to take my time and make it really impressive. And Nick Faulkner 123 says, what's your favorite YouTube short film? Mine is The Man Who Was Afraid of Falling. I don't know if I've seen that one. I'm going to screenshot this as well. I'm going to look it up. Is that stop motion? Recently, by Joseph Wallace. I don't know if I've seen that. I've met Joseph Wallace before. And also Butterfly by Corin Hardy. I've not seen that one either. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to look these up. But yeah, a recent one that I saw, which I really enjoyed, was it's on the long list for the Oscars. It's called Playing God. I saw it at Bolton Film Festival, and it's claymation. It's a little bit edgy and has a little bit of darkness in it as well, but it is fantastic. It's like Goldie's level claymation. It was all done by one animator, and she spent, I think it was 7 years animating that. And some of the shots in the film were literally, she spent. Shush. They're Stop it, Pumpkin. They're fighting over the ball again. What was I saying? They spent weeks animating just one shot, and I don't know how, because often when you animate and you leave it overnight, like, it all shifts and moves. So I'm not sure how they got around that, but I was just blown away when I saw it. I'm not very good at remembering the names of things. I struggle with. So, like, what I will do, Nick Faulkner, what I will do is I will make a video where I put my favorite short stop motions, I highlight them and talk about them in a video, because that could be really cool. But yeah, I find it very hard to pull that information out of my head spontaneously, because I can't remember the names. Nick Faulkner has also said, Butterfly is quite an old film, 2003, and filmed on film. Oh, awesome. In his garage. He now directs big features. It's dark but brilliant. Very, very cool. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to watch it. And then I can tell you my thoughts, maybe on another live stream if you're there. But yeah, that is, see, this is what I love, when you're able to chat to people that also love stop motion, and you find out things that you didn't know, and stuff that you haven't seen, and yeah, that's great. So yeah, there are loads of short films that I like. I mean, I've watched all of the ones recently. I always love ones from like mainly National Film Television School. There was a great film, I think it was 2010, called Head Over Heels, and that won an Oscar. And I loved that film. That was one of the films that really made me want to tell my own short stories. And it's quite clever. It's got two people, a couple in a house, and one of them lives on the floor and the other one lives on the ceiling. And they're sort of always fighting for everything. So they are getting something out the fridge, and then they slide the fridge up, and then the other character can get it and stuff like that. And it's very, very clever. I love films that are clever and, like, just smart in the way that they've been designed. And I also enjoy play on words and things like that. So yeah, that's one that I can sort of recall that that sort of made an imprint on me. But I also saw Two Black Boys in Paradise, which is a recent one, and Overreacting. They're both quite good. I saw another short film called Burnout, which was actually a student film. I'm not sure if that's available to watch online yet, but it was essentially about a creative who is struggling with burnout and overworking, and there's this little clay character that sort of comes out of them, and then it's like a mixture of pixelation of a human character and then this little clay creature. I don't want to spoil it, but no, it was very impressive, and it was done by students. And yeah, I was just blown away by it. And that won an award at Bolton Festival, which is a BAFTA qualifying festival. So that was quite a big deal for them. Yeah, there's another film. See, I can't remember what they're called. I can try and describe it. It's like there's this kind of square thing with characters on, and it sort of moves like this, and they've got to try and balance. And some of the characters fall off, and you're left with one character who then can't balance it on their own. It's quite clever. I can't remember what it was called. I probably haven't described it very well, but I will find out what it was, and I'll put it in this video that I make, showcasing some of my favorite short films. In fact, I could make that a series, couldn't I? Because there are a lot of short films out there. So I could start a series where I talk about other people's animated work that I enjoy. I did do that a few years ago with different animators on the internet, and people seem to like that. So maybe that's something that I could do. But yeah, thank you very much for everybody who has been here with me and asked me questions. It's really getting close to an hour now, so I'm going to end it here. But I'll catch you again in another one soon. I hope you're all having a fantastic time wherever you are in the world, and getting ready for Christmas and the holidays, and yeah, I will see you again in another live stream very soon. Cool. Bye, everybody.